Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. I already did a video this morning, but I have to, if you notice, I'm sweating because I just came back I do a power walk every day and a little workout. And today, well, let me say this. I do the Knicks channel for fun, okay? But even in fun, I realized today things could go too far. And so I said some things in this morning's video about Alonzo Trier that I shouldn't have said. I have to apologize to you all. That's not what I want my channel to represent, even in fun. And I apologize to Alonzo Trier, though he probably will never see this, but I apologize to him, and to any of his friends or family that were offended by what I said. I shouldn't have said those things about him. That was pure speculation. And I don't like to bring out stuff that's pure speculation on my channel unless I sit here and tell you that I'm just guessing. And I didn't say that. So, I deleted that video. Not because nobody complained. I didn't get any red flags from anybody, but my own conscience bothered me about it. And I can't, I can't sleep in good conscience if I do something like that. I guess as the Hebrew National Hot Dog commercial says, I got a higher power to answer to. So I deleted that video. And again, I want to apologize to all of you, for those things because I shouldn't have said those things. I didn't realize that part of the video was going to be the thing that everybody paid attention to. And maybe it was a good thing because I should not come out my face like that, especially with speculation. I should stick with what I know and stick with just basketball. And I was talking today and I'm doing this video over about Grant Riller. And what I said about Grant Riller is that, his game is a lot like Alonzo Trier's game. And I should have left it like that. Grant Riller's game and Alonzo Trier's game are very similar, except that I think Grant Riller's game is more well-rounded and he's more team-oriented player than Alonzo Trier. I do believe that he is in the NBA going to be a bench scorer. Only reason I say that, and again, I'm repeating what I said earlier in the video earlier, but many of you may not have seen that. But what I'm saying is that when you evaluate Grant Riller, who's 23 and going to be 24 in February, when you evaluate a guy at that age, you have to do it differently than you would evaluate a kid that's 18 or 19 years old, like a Killian Hayes, a Devin Vassell, or Tyrell Terry, because when you're looking at kids at that age, there's a lot more room for them to develop and grow, both physically as well as in the NBA game. For example, we've already heard that Tyrell Terry actually grew an inch or so from the beginning of last season to now. Some other players have done that too, that we know, like Frank Ntilikina, when he was drafted at 18, he grew from the time he got drafted to now. So, and then of course players fill in physically, get into more of their man bodies, their adult bodies, and then their game also grows. But when you're looking at a guy like Grant Riller, you can't look at him like that because he's already 23. He's probably not going to grow anymore. His body has already begun to fill out as a man. So when he's playing in college ball, you have to look at it like there's not much more upside to him. Okay. So what you see him doing in the college level, the same moves, the same speed, the same physicality is what he's going to bring to the NBA. Now, understanding that, you have to understand that he's not going to be able to get away with some of those things he did at college at Charleston that in the NBA. Like I notice he likes to use a spin move a lot. So like another player we know, but he does it more in the open court coming downhill than Randall does in the lane. But he likes that spin move in the lane. There's a couple other things he likes to do. I'm not sure he would get away with in the NBA, but that being the case, that only tells me, based on his turnover rate, based on a couple of statistics, plus my eyeball test and looking at him, he's not a starting level point guard in the NBA. That's not him. He's not a guy that you want to run your offense on a regular basis. But he is a perfect off the bench attack dog scorer. He's perfect in that role. Well, that's why when I saw him after I looked at my first initial reaction was, damn, that's Alonzo Trier, but his game is, like I said, a little bit more well-rounded than Alonzo Trier. And I think he would be a really good player coming off a bench to score in the NBA. I mentioned, he is like it reminds me of, his upside, his ceiling. Let me put it that way. His ceiling is Lou Williams. That's his ceiling. Okay. Whether he gets there or not, we'll see, but that's his ceiling to me, and that's his role. If he was to get a situation with a playoff team, like a Golden State, like a Milwaukee, like a Denver Nuggets, coming off the bench, he would be really good in that role because he would put a lot of pressure on the defense. He's a mature kid, so I don't think he'd do too many crazy things out there. I looked at his interview, his draft interview, and he's a very mature kid, very serious about the game, respects the game. And I like that. He respects the game. He is, studies a lot of film and wants to get better. Okay. So, that's very good in terms of coming to the league. He's a mature player, obviously. So most of them, I think there was only one mock, and I can't remember. I look at a lot of mock drafts, but I can't see one. I don't remember but one mock that had him in the lower half of the first round. But most of the mocks got him in the second round. Some of them deep into the 40s or 50s as far as the pick is concerned. And I know a lot has to do with his, limited upside and, based on his age. I understand that. But for a team that's looking for a guy that's going to come off the bench and score for him, this guy is built for that. He's perfect for that. Cause his footwork offensively, when he's getting ready to make offensive moves is very good. And he plays decent defense. He's definitely a willing defender. Hard to tell if he's going to be a really good NBA defender because he's playing in college and he's a grown man. I mean, his footwork is good. His anticipation is good. His IQ is good. But against superior NBA athletes. And again, like I said, National Basketball Association is 300 of the best basketball players in the world. Okay. So the physicality, the speed of the NBA game, and its players are much different than you're going to get at the college at Charleston, anybody that Charleston would play. So I don't know how good he would be. He's definitely a willing defender. He's not a lazy defender, and he's definitely an attack dog on the offensive side. So for the Knicks, I don't know if the Knicks have him on their radar. I have not heard that they interviewed him, but then again, the Knicks are keeping things close to the vest. All we're hearing about is stuff that's leaking out from the media, and some of that is speculation, as I did today, which I shouldn't have did. But again, we don't know if he's on their radar or not. And the Knicks have been linked to just about every player, definitely at least 30 players in the draft. Definitely. They've been linked to all of them in different ways and different sites and different social media. So it's hard to know whether he is on their radar or not. I can see him coming off of Tibbs' bench in a Nate Robinson type of role. Somebody that's going to come off and be an attack dog that's going to score. And he's not going to be a liability on defense. I don't think he's going to be a liability. But his perfect role is definitely a bench scorer. Definitely a bench scorer. And you match him, like I said, with a high energy big man. And again, I mentioned Lou Williams with the guy that he plays with at the Clippers, Montrezl Harrell, sorry. I mentioned it with Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell. And it also reminds me when the Knicks went to the finals in 99, the strike-shortened season, they had Latrell Sprewell coming off the bench with Marcus Camby. And later on, Latrell started. But that year they went to the finals because when them two cats came off the bench, man, it was blowing up when they came off the bench. Marcus and Latrell. Now, Latrell Sprewell is a much better player than Grant Riller. Okay. But, that's the same type of dynamic, energy, big man with a high scoring attack dog, wing or guard coming off the bench. And that's Grant Riller. He definitely could do that. Like I said, I don't know if the Knicks have him on their radar. If they do, then, it would spell trouble for DSJ because this guy, he's about, I think he's older than DSJ. Yeah. Grant Riller's older than DSJ right now. And, I think his game is more polished as far as, offensively. Like DSJ is obviously, we all know he's a tremendous athlete. Grant Riller is not on the athletic level of DSJ, but Grant Riller is a good athlete. Grant Riller is no slouch as an athlete from what I've seen. He's a good athlete, very good. He's NBA level as far as athleticism is concerned. No question about that. So, my take is this guy would be a sixth man, a second unit guy, not a starter, not a guy you're going to give the keys to your offense to and say, take over. He's not going to do that. I don't think that's him, but definitely a sixth man. And so again, I just want to apologize for anything I said in the previous video about Alonzo Trier. That was wrong. I shouldn't do that. By the grace of Most High, I won't do that again because that's not right for me to impugn somebody's character like that with no proof. I have not read anything that said that what I mentioned in that previous video. Nobody gave me, all the reports I saw is what everybody else saw, that his teammates were not happy with him. The veterans were not happy with him on the team. And we all saw him get into a, shouting match with Tim Hardaway Jr. over not passing the ball when he had a teammate wide open and he chose to force a bad shot. So we saw those things. That's all I know. And so as a basketball player, he was a little selfish, a bit of a ball hog. And the Knicks did waive him. Why? Nobody knows. The Knicks did not give any reason. But I hope Lonzo Trier succeeds. He has the talent. He has NBA level talent. I think we all agree with that. I hope he succeeds as an NBA player. I heard he signed in Turkey to play. I hope he ends up getting another shot in the NBA. But that's my take on Grant Riller. Grant Riller's game was a lot like Alonzo Trier, less selfish, more well-rounded, but he could be an attack dog coming off the bench for sure. That's my take. Let me know what y'all think. Again, I apologize for that. I deleted the other video. I didn't like it. So, shalom.